Today we are going to be doing a sort of all over level 1 full body flow. You might want to keep a couple blocks handy if you have them. If you don't have blocks, then water bottles can work, shoe boxes, a large book, or even soup pans. Just something that's solid that you can use underneath your hands to give you a little bit of height or length to your arms. We are going to start today in Sukhasana or cross-legged seat to begin to open up the hips and lengthen the spine. If cross-legged seat is really uncomfortable for you, you're free to start in a wide butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees out. If that's still not a comfortable position or a position that works for you at the beginning of your practice, you are welcome to find a seated position that works better for your body. You might sit on a pillow, a folded blanket, or even a block. Sometimes just giving a bit of lift to the hips helps to tilt your pelvis forwards, and that'll help the knees to relax away from the armpits, the spine to lengthen. So just adding a prop here and there can help a lot if you're feeling a bit tight, a bit stuck, or immobile. So where you choose to find your seat today, just take a moment to shift and adjust, finding equal weight in both hips as much as possible, lengthening upwards from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Let your palms for now rest at your knees. They could be palms up or palms down. In the next inhale, you'll draw your shoulders up towards your ears. And as you exhale, gently lower, relax the shoulders back down. We'll do 3 more of those. Inhale, shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, shoulders down. Good, 2 more. Breath in. And breath out. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Turn the hands, palms upwards if they were facing down. Now we'll circle the arms 4 times. On your next inhale, take the arms out, wide, up, connect your palms overhead. As you exhale, trace your midline, bring the hands to the center of the chest. So 3 more like that. Inhale, circle the arms out and around, up and in. Exhale, down the midline of the body. Good, 2 more. Breath in. And exhale. Once more, breath in. Good, now as you exhale, trace your midline, let the palms rest at the center of the chest. From here, we're going to place right hand over your heart, left hand over your heart. Take a full deep breath in, feeling the echo of your heartbeat against the palms of your hands. And a nice long breath out. The next inhale now will open your arms, spreading your arms like wings. Press the backs of the hands towards the wall behind you. As you exhale, we're going to gently round the spine as if you were coming towards cat. Touch the fingertips in front of you like you were hugging a beach ball or a big tree. Next inhale, again open, pressing the heart forwards as the arms go back. And again, exhale, let it round, keeping the elbows soft as the fingertips come together. 2 more like that. Inhale. Good, and exhale. 1 more time. Inhale, breath in. Good, exhale, let it go. 1 more time, you'll inhale, open your arms. And now as you exhale, left hand will come over the heart, right palm on top. Again, take a full breath in, feeling the beat of your heart against your palm. And a long breath out. From here, we'll release the palms onto the knees and start to draw some Sufi circles, taking the upper body slowly around the hips. As you circle from side to side, gentle press downwards on the knees will just give you a little bit more opening in the hips. We'll take a couple more circles here, and these can be as big or as small as it feels good to you. Reverse the direction of your circles, take them the other way. Notice your breath here. Try to link the breath with the movement, whether it's an inhale back and an exhale forwards, vice versa, or maybe it's a full inhale for 1 full circle or revolution. Couple more to even out. And then once you're even, we'll come back towards center, palms still at the knees. Hook your fingers under your kneecaps. We'll take an inhale, heart pulling forward, seated cow pose. Wrap your elbows back. And then as you exhale, pull back against the knees. Let the shoulders come forwards as your spine rounds. We'll take 4 more of these. Inhale, seated cat-cow, chest forwards. Exhale, seated cat, heart pulls back. Good, 4 more, your breath. We've got 1 more of these seated cat-cows. And your next inhale, come to a nice tall neutral spine. We're going to keep your left knee bent, lifting the right, extend your right leg out into a half straddle. Take this as wide as it's comfortable for you. Again, it's still pretty early in class. So you might have the leg a little more inwards towards midline. You might have it a little wider for a deeper stretch in a right hip and thigh. Your left foot's going to come towards your inner right thigh. And again, depending on how your body is feeling today, you might have the foot a little further away from the inside of the thigh, or you might bring the foot all the way to the inside. Soft, gentle bend in the right knee. Flexing your right foot will help to engage the muscles around your knee and help to keep the inside of the knee from overstretching. From here, we're going to place the fingertips just in front of your left shin and start to walk your hands forwards for a forward fold. Drive the right heel into the floor, and you're not going very far just yet, just enough to start to feel a stretch on your inner right hip and thigh. Good. Stay in this forward fold. You're going to walk your hands to your left, starting to fold towards your bent left knee. Again, not super deep just yet. And now walk your hands all the way back through center, and we're going to walk your fingertips to your right. Once the fingertips come to the right, place your right palm on top of your right shin. You can also place forearm on shin as long as that doesn't collapse the right side of your rib cage. From there, stay facing your right leg and bring your left palm behind your head. Let the hand rest at the back of the head, but make sure you're not pushing on the head itself. You almost want to feel like your head was pressing into your palm rather. Now from here, the next inhale, we're going to start to lift your left elbow up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, lower the left elbow, the left shoulder towards the right leg. Again, inhale, open, twisting through the rib cage. And then exhale as you close. 3 more here. Inhale. Use a little bit of pressure of your right palm against your right shin as an anchor point to add resistance to help to open the ribs and shoulder. Last 2. Good. This one will hold for a couple breaths. So as you inhale, open the left elbow, the left armpit towards the ceiling. Your gaze might stay neutral, straight forwards. You might be looking down towards your right shin, or you can turn the gaze up towards the ceiling as long as that doesn't create too much strain for your neck or thigh. I'm going to hold here for another couple breaths. Good. Use your next inhale. You're going to extend your left arm up to the left. Good. Now take the left fingertips out to the left. Use the left side body and the left arm to lift your upper body back to center. And then you're going to plant your left palm about a foot behind your left hip. Roll towards the front of your left knee so that your right hip lifts, comes to the inside edge of your right foot, and then reach your right arm over your ear. You can stay here for this modified gate pose. If you're wanting more, transfer the weight more forwards towards your shin. Press into your left palm, lift your hips, and then press your hips and heart forwards as your right fingertips reach at a diagonal to the left. Holding wherever you are for another 3, 2. Take an inhale. And then use your exhale to lower the hips slowly back down to the mat. You'll come back through center. And as you do, take your right hand underneath your right knee. Give your right knee a little lift back to bent. And then we're going to come back into Sukhasana or cross-legged seat. From here, try to switch the cross of your legs. Again, if you were in butterfly, come back to butterfly or any other seated position you might have chose. Sukhasana, switching the legs, just helps to get a different stretch for another hip. We tend to be creatures of habit and always sit with the same leg in front, same leg behind. So switching it up just helps to balance the body a little bit more. From here, let the palms again rest on top of your knees. Use your next inhale, circle your arms. Now as you exhale, we're going to take a side bend to your right. Lower the right fingertips towards the outer right hip. Inhale, reach your left fingertips up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, take your side bend up and over to the right. Think about the left rib cage pulling up and back, just as we did a moment earlier. One more breath in. Now as you exhale, we're going to start to lower the right shoulder, or left shoulder rather, at a slight diagonal to the right. Take a full breath in here. And now as you exhale, take your left arm, start to sweep it across the top of your mat. As you do, you're going to let the right arm follow the left. And we'll plant the left palm outside the left hip. Now inhale, side bend to the left, lifting your right fingertips, your right shoulder, so the left ribs can spin forwards. Take another deep breath in. Now as you exhale, the right shoulder, right arm will lower at a diagonal. You're going to hold there for the inhale. And then as you exhale, tracing the center of your mat back to the right. We'll inhale to spin the left shoulder, left ribs open. And then exhale, take it across to the left. Now moving with your breath, a little bit of flow. You'll inhale, spin the right ribs open. And then exhale, take it across. We'll do a couple more sides. Inhale, opening, left arm, left ribs. And exhale, sweep it across. Inhale, right body opens. And then exhale. One more time on each side. You'll inhale, spin open. Good. Exhale, take it across. Planting the left palm, inhale, right arm opens. Good. This time as you exhale, we're going to come to a forward fold. So you'll simply sweep both fingertips out forwards in front of you. Walking the fingers forwards, again, doesn't have to go deep. You might stay on fingertips, using the fingertips to press down and forwards will press your hips back for a little bit more length. Take a full breath in and a complete breath out. Start to walk your hands back towards your shins. We'll come slowly back up to seated. From seated, we'll do one more thing from Sukhasana. Again, letting the palms rest at the knees. Lengthen upwards from the tail. Inhale, circle your arms. And now we'll twist to your right. So we'll take the left fingertips to begin in front of the right shin, left shin. The right fingertips will come back behind your right hip. Tent both fingertips. Inhale, lift the chest. As you exhale, twist from the shoulders. Draw the right shoulder back, left shoulder towards your right knee. Gaze will turn to the right or maybe towards the right shoulder, but never past what the shoulder can do. Good. Next inhale, we'll start by raising your arms overhead. Release from your twist and use your exhale to switch. Right fingertips in front of shins, left fingertips behind your left hip. Sit tall, inhale. Exhale as you twist. We're going to flow this with the breath. Take one final breath in and a last breath out in the twist. Next inhale, again, you'll lift arms overhead, releasing the twist. Now as you exhale, we'll deepen by bringing the left hand to the right knee, right fingertips behind. Good. Inhale, arms back up. As you exhale, right hand to left knee, left fingers behind. Again, flowing with the breath. Couple more times. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, you twist it right. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to the left. One more each side. Inhale up. Exhale right. Last one. Breath in. And breath out. Inhale, arms up. Complete, connect palms. Exhale, hands to the chest. Now we'll keep your right knee bent, lifting the left knee, and extend your left leg out into a half straddle. Again, find a position with the left leg that works for your hips, your thighs, your knees this early in your practice. The same with the right foot. Maybe the right foot is against the inside of the left thigh. Maybe it's a bit wider out. Again, this leg may be a little more to the side or a little further towards the midline. From here, again, we're going to start with a forward fold. Place your fingertips in front of your right shin, and then start to walk the hands straight forwards. Again, try to keep a bit of a flex in the left foot. So you engage the inner left knee, and you might keep a soft bend in the knee as well, so we're not overstretching. From your fold now, walk your hands to your right. So starting with a fold towards your right knee, couple breaths here. Now walk your hands back through center, staying in the fold, and all the way to the left. Once your hands reach your left thigh, you're going to place your left palm on top of your left shin. Again, you could go forearm to shin, but that might collapse the left side of the rib cage. So maybe here you find a bit more lift and length first. Release the right hand. Place your right hand behind your head. No pressure on the head itself. Little bit of pressure back into the palm. Next, inhale. Now you'll start by lifting the right side, right elbow, right armpit. And then exhale, right arm comes back towards left shin. Again, inhale, open. Pressing the left palm into the left shin to find a bit of resistance to find a deeper opening. And then exhale, come back to center. We've got 3 more here. Inhale. And exhale. Last 2. Good. 1 more. Now as you inhale, we'll hold. Right elbow, right armpit lifting to the ceiling. Left rib cage spinning forwards and up. Right rib cage up and back. Again, head could be straight forwards. It could look upwards or maybe down towards the shin. Take 1 more breath. And now take the right fingertips straight up to the ceiling. Reach your right arm back behind you. Use the right arm, right side body to lift the shoulders. And then we'll place the right palm about a foot behind your right hip. Now roll, shift towards the right shin, right knee. Inside edge of the left foot will come to the floor, left hip lifts. Left arm will come over your ear. Modified gait. For more, shift your weight forwards. Lift your hips and then press hips and heart forwards as you reach through your left fingertips. Hold here for another 3, 2. Take a breath in. Use your exhale to again slowly lower the hips, coming back to seated. Once again, your left palm will slide under the left knee. Use the palm to lift your knee, placing the foot on the ground. Right foot's going to come to the mat. Both feet about the width of your hips. Walk your hands back behind you. Tent the fingers, have light weight in the palms, and let your knees windshield wiper a few times side to side. Good. From here, we're going to transfer to hands and knees, coming to a tabletop position. Feel free to grab a folded blanket, maybe a pillow, or even double up your mat underneath your knees if you need some extra padding for the knees themselves. We won't be here for too long, but we will be here for a little while, so it might feel good to have that extra padding. Stack your shoulders over your wrists with your hands a minimum of shoulder width distance apart. If you know you have tighter shoulders, tighter wrists, you might take the hands a little wider than your shoulders and then have a diagonal line. So a slight crease in the wrist rather than a heavy crease. Wrist just very slightly forwards of your shoulders. That'll help keep all that weight from kind of dumping into the wrist itself. Fingers spread out wide will also create a nice wide base and take some of the weight off of the wrist as well. Knees directly under your hips, and your feet should be tracking with your knees. So if you were to look between your knees, you can't see your feet. We're going to start with a basic cat-cow here. On your next inhale, wrap your elbows back, draw your heart forwards through your arms, lower your belly and lift your tail. On your exhale, tuck your tail, start to roll through your back, sending your heart to your ceiling as your chin comes to the chest. Again, inhale, wrap the elbows back, eyes of the elbows will point forwards, head lifts, and then exhale, pressing the palms down and forwards, let the back round, shoulder blades spread. Couple more here, and then we'll add a little bit more movement to cat-cow. Good. Finish whatever breath you're on. Your final exhale will be your cat. And then as you inhale, we'll come to neutral. We're going to do a forwards and back cat-cow. So it might feel good to keep the toes tucked if they're not already. That'll give you a little bit of a stretch in the arches of the feet. As you inhale, find cow pose. Now as you exhale, we're going to press the hips back towards the heels. Any amount. You'll feel, again, maybe in a stretch in the arches, stretch in the knees. Now to come forwards into cow, you'll soften the elbows so they're going to bend. From there, keep the chest low as you glide the heart towards the palms, and then at the very top, straighten the arms, lift the chest. So it's a little circular, oval type movement back and forth on your mat. And exhale back, softening of the elbows, pressing the palms down, lifting the chest. Again, exhale, hips back, and then inhale, heart forwards. We've got a couple more here. Exhale. And inhale. Good. Two more. We'll come forwards into your cow one more time. As you exhale, we're going to untuck the toes, round the spine, and go all the way back to child's pose. It might feel good here to reach for a block, place the block underneath your hips, maybe a pillow between your hips and heels. You can always keep the hips more forwards over the knees as well and crawl the fingers forwards if this is maybe a bit too much for your hips and knees. Forehead to your mat or a block if your head doesn't quite reach the floor. You might rock your head a little side to side. Maybe even the hips side to side. Taking a couple more breaths here. But now from your child's pose, soften your elbows until the elbows and forearms come to your mat. From here, we're going to keep forearms, elbows on the ground. Shift your shoulders forward so your shoulders are over your elbows themselves. And then start to walk your knees back. And we're coming to Sphinx pose. So you'll continue to walk the knees back until you can lower pelvis and thighs to the mat. And then adjust your elbows so they're directly under your shoulders. You want to feel the sensation of the forearms kind of pulling down and back on the floor to pull the heart forwards and up. So you feel the stretch in the upper body. Take your feet about the width of your yoga mat, and then to give the hips a little bit of a wiggle. Keep pressing the forearms down, drop your chin to your chest, and start to pendulum your head softly side to side. So you'll roll your right ear over to your right shoulder. Chin back to chest, left ear to left shoulder. Do that a couple more times, side to side. Good. Once you're even, both sides, let your head fall heavy for breath, forehead falling towards the mat. Next, inhale, lift a little higher. Bring the chin level, parallel to the floor, heart pulling forwards. You can add a little bit more now by tucking the toes, pressing into the balls of the feet, engage the backs of the knees, and lift your kneecaps. Press the heels towards the wall behind you as you pull your heart forwards towards the wall in front of you. Hold here for another 3, 2, take a breath in. Now as you exhale, we're going to slowly release. First the knees, then the feet. You'll start to fan the elbows out to the side so you can lower your chest. Once the chest comes towards the floor, slide your palms back in under your shoulders. Bring the feet back to hips width distance, neutral. Press the knees into the mat. Your next exhale, press the floor away from you. You'll lift back to all fours, hands and knees. Bring your knees back in under your hips. Adjust your hands in under your shoulders and take another couple rounds of cat-cow. Chest forwards, belly down, tail up. Exhale as you round your spine. It might feel good here to find a little bit of a circular motion in your cat-cow as well. So instead of that back and forth, maybe now it's a side to side, kind of circling the rib cage to the right and around to the left. You might do circles in one direction. You might do figure eights, alternating directions. If the circular cat-cow doesn't feel good, feel free to just stay with the back and forth regular cat-cow. I'm going to take a few more rounds of breath here. Circle until you're even. And once you're even in both directions, again, we'll come back to neutral, flat back. From here, take your left palm about 2 inches into the right towards the center of your mat, and then about 2 inches forwards so you have a nice long diagonal line from your left shoulder to your left wrist. From there, we'll transfer the weight to the left wrist, and on your next inhale, take your right arm either out to the right or maybe up to the ceiling. We're going to sweep and reach 4 times. On your exhale, take your right arm underneath your left. From here, just reach to the left with the right fingertips, and then use your next inhale to unwind right arm back up to the ceiling. Good, 3 more like that. Exhale, sweeping under, reaching to the left. Inhale, see if you can reach a little higher to the ceiling. Last 2, exhale. Good, and inhale. 1 more time. This time we're going to lower the right ear and right shoulder. Bend your left elbow, reach to the left, and bring your right ear and your right shoulder to the floor. Try to adjust the weight so that you're even in both knees and hips. And then the weight can rest towards the back of the right arm. You might even place a block or a pillow if the arm and shoulder can't quite come to the mat. For more, come up onto your left fingertips. Think about pressing the left fingertips down into the mat to draw the left shoulder up and back so your body starts to twist to the left. You can stay here. Maybe walk the left fingertips further towards the right front corner of your mat. You can also reach the left arm up or even take your left hand behind your back of the hand and the small of the back. Notice if that makes the hips feel off. You want to try to keep the hips level so that the twist comes from the upper body. We've got a couple more breaths here. Good, take 1 more breath. And then bringing left palm back down to the mat. You'll press the left palm into the floor. Start to unwind. Lift your right arm. We'll sweep the right arm out from underneath. Take it up to the ceiling. Give it a little circle, little shake. And then exhale, right palm back down to the mat. Start by squaring shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. And now we're going to take your right palm in 2 inches to the left towards center and an inch or two forward so you have diagonal line from wrist to shoulder. Press into your right palm. Now inhale your left arm up. Exhale, sweep and reach 4 times. We're going to take the left arm under the right, reach to the right. Inhale, bring it back up. 3 more. Exhale, under. Inhale, unwind. Last 2. Good. Last one. Inhale. Now as you exhale, sweep the left arm under the right. Bend your right elbow. We're going to bring left ear, left shoulder to the floor. Again, if your shoulder doesn't quite come to the floor, place a block, maybe a pillow underneath the arm and shoulder to bring the floor to you. For more, come up onto your right fingertips. Again, try to find equal weight in both knees, both shins, so the hips stay level, and then you begin to twist from the ribs. Option to raise your right arm or bring the back of the hand to the small of the back. But notice if maybe you lose a bit of integrity by taking it to that point as well. We've got a few more breaths here. One more breath. And now bringing your right palm back to the mat under your right shoulder. Press into your right palm. Start to unwind, lifting your left arm 1 more time to the ceiling. Circle the wrist, shake the arm, open and close. And then exhale your left palm back to the floor. Again, raise square, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. From here, we're going to take your right leg straight back behind you, just a little rock back and forth along the ball of the foot. Little bit of blood flow now back into the legs. Switch knees, right knee in, left leg will extend, ball of the foot, little rocks back and forth. Good, left knee back to meet right. From here, we're going to come to a downward dog. As always, a downward dog does not feel right in your body. You can remain in tabletop, you can press back to child's pose as well. If you're taking downward dog, tuck your toes, press your hips towards your heels, press the palms down and forwards to start pressing the hips up and back. Slowly start to lift and extend the knees. As the hips start to lift, you want to think about the hips lifting to the space where the wall and the ceiling meets behind you, your heart pressing towards your thighs, and the palms continuing to press down and forwards. Walk out your feet a couple times here, big bend in one leg as you press the opposite heel towards the mat. We'll do that a couple of times side to side. Can even feel good to kind of shift the hips side to side. So one knee crosses the mat as it bends. It'll give you a little bit of a deeper stretch in the side of the body. Good, now bend both knees, let both heels lift. Take a gaze forwards at the top of your mat and begin to take small steps to your hands. Once your feet reach the backs of your hands, we're going to find a halfway lift. So you'll bend the knees, lift your chest so that your upper body is parallel with the floor. Heart moving forwards, take a breath in here. Now as you exhale, think about lengthening out and over your thighs. So your lower belly to thighs, head and shoulders fall off the ledge of your knees. You can grab opposite elbows here for a ragdoll. Maybe let your head, shoulders hang heavy, let gravity do the work. You can even find a little sway side to side if that feels good. We've got a couple breaths in this forward fold. Good, one more breath here. Now release the arms, maybe fingertips to blocks or your mat. You might even bring your hands to your shins. Take a full breath in and another breath out. Next inhale, we're going to re-lift halfway, hands to shins or thighs. Exhale there. Next inhale, bring your hands to your hips, hinge forwards and up from the hips, lift with a flat back, come up to stand. Good, exhale, relax your arms down towards mountain pose. Palms alongside the hips with your palms facing forward so the shoulders can open. Inhale, circle your arms overhead. As you exhale, trace your midline, palms to the chest. Good, again, inhale, circle your arms. Now as you exhale, catch your right wrist above your head with your left hand. Flip the right wrist towards the palm to the ceiling, and then bring your right arm up and over to your left into a side bend. Just a soft pull on the wrist. Good, inhale, come back to center. Switch sides now, left or right hand will grab left wrist goes to the right. Good, inhale, come back to center. Now as you exhale, we're going to bend the arms at a 90-degree cactus or goalpost arms. Bending the elbows at a 90. Think about pressing the elbows, forearms, wrists back equally as you lift the heart for a little micro back bend. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Inhale, raise the arms up. Connect the palms. Exhale, hands to your chest. We're going to do that a little bit faster, once more linking with the breath. Inhale, circle your arms overhead. Catch your right wrist, exhale to the left. Inhale, back to center. Catch your left wrist, go to the right. Inhale, back to center. Find your cactus, exhale. Good, inhale, arms up. Connecting palms, exhale, hands to the center of the chest. Adding on, inhale, circle. This time we're forward fold. Exhale, hinge from the hips. Bend the knees, lengthen out and down, standing forward fold. Half lift on your inhale. Again, hands to shins or thighs, chest parallel with the floor. Exhale, refold. Press solidly, feet into the floor as if you were trying to push the floor away from you. Next inhale, you'll circle your arms as you lift the upper body to stand. Reach up, stretch up. Good, exhale, last time, hands to the center of the chest. Adding on again, inhale, circle your arms. Exhale, reach out and down. Inhaling, halfway lift. This time as you exhale, you're going to bend for your knees, reaching for your blocks. Place your blocks in front of each one of your feet. Have them at the highest setting for now. You could always adjust as needed. Take a bigger bend in your right knee, and you're going to step your left foot to the back of your mat, coming into a nice long lunge on your right leg. Walk your blocks back until they're under your shoulders and framing your right foot. We've done this movement several times before. We're going to do a lunge cat-cow. Your next inhale, chest will pull forwards and up. As you exhale, you're going to let the back round and start to straighten your right leg a bit. Good. Again, inhale, re-bend your knee. Let the chest lift. And then exhale, press it back and straighten. Again, inhale, forwards. Now as you exhale back, see if you can lift your right toes, come onto your right heel, and really get that stretch in the back of the right leg. Good, right toes will come down, chest will come forwards, knee bends, and exhale, foot up, heel down, hips up. 2 more here, inhale, and exhale. 1 more time, inhale. Good, and exhale. This time, re-bend your knee, come back to your lunge. Keeping the right foot, ball of the foot on the ground, we're going to, again, press the hips back and try to straighten your right leg. So now the ball of the foot's on the ground, the heel's driving into the mat. Right leg is more or less straight. Do what feels good to you. You might keep a micro bend. Keep your left hand on your block. Again, we're at the highest setting. Try to keep the hips squared. So we're going to start by bringing your right hand to your right hip. Think about the right fingertips kind of drawing that right hip crease down and back. We're going to begin to twist to your right. Just a little twist, not much. Drawing the left shoulder under and the right shoulder up. The right index finger still drawing that right hip crease kind of back and down to keep the hips squared. Hold for 3, 2. Good. Next, exhale, lower your right shoulder, your right palm. We're going to use the hamstring. So think about the heel kind of pulling the knee forwards to rebend. Walk your blocks back forwards. And we're going to switch legs. You'll press off your right foot. Bring the left foot back to the top of your mat. From here, find your half lift, reset, and then we'll step the right foot to the back of the mat. Find your lunge on your left. Good. Make sure your left knee is over your left ankle. Walk your blocks back until, again, they're under your shoulders, framing your left foot. Inhale, now chest forwards. As you exhale, you're going to push the hips back, start to straighten any amount into the left leg. Good. Again, rebend your knee. And then exhale, hips up and back. Now we'll add the foot movement. So as you inhale, the foot's going to stay on the floor. As you exhale, see if you can lift the ball of the foot, pressing the heel into the mat, straighten the leg. Good. Again, ball of the foot comes back down to the floor, the chest lifts, knee bends, and then exhale, press it back. 2 more here. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, breath in and out. Good, this time, ball of the foot, bend the knee, ball of the foot comes down. Now keep the ball of the foot on the mat as you re-straighten your left leg. We're going to keep the right hand under the right shoulder on the block. Transfer your left hand to your left hip. Think about that index finger drawing the left hip crease back and down as you now start to twist to your left. Just a little bit of a twist. You're not going very deep. Just start to lift the left shoulder as you draw the right shoulder under. Keep squaring your hips, drawing your left hip crease down and back. You've got 3, 2. Start to lower the left shoulder. Release the left palm back to the block. Rebend your left knee. Walk your blocks back forwards. Push off your left foot. Step your right foot back to the top of your mat. Good. Inhale, find your halfway lift, reset. Exhale, forward fold, belly over thighs. Give yourself a breath or 2 here. You might move your blocks to the side. Just let your upper body sway, be heavy. Good. Halfway lift it. Inhale. Exhale there. Hands to your hips. Inhale. We're going to come back to stand. Mountain pose. Exhale. Release the hands. Palms facing forwards. One more bit of a flow here from standing before we go back down to the floor. Inhale. Circle your arms. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And you're going to take a big step back with your right foot towards the back of your mat. Once you step your right foot back, turn to the right so that you're now straddling your mat. Adjust your feet maybe a bit wider. You want at least 3 to 4 feet distance between your feet, and you can adjust as needed. We're going to set up for a warrior 2. Keeping your left foot for now parallel towards what was the front of your mat, we're going to take your right foot and turn it so it's facing the back of your mat. So right toes face in the back of your mat, left foot mostly parallel. If you already feel a little bit of pulling on the inside of your right knee here, take your left heel and shift it out slightly so you have a slight diagonal angle on your back foot. That'll help the left hip to come forwards, so the right hip can open a bit better. From there, we're going to bend your right knee, and make sure that as you bend your right knee, your stance is wide enough so the knee doesn't already go forwards over the ankle. You want the knee to be above the ankle or in line with the ankle. And that might mean you just need a wider stance if you've got more open hips. Make sure you can see first two toes on the inside of your right knee. If your knee is pulling to the left, angle that back heel out even more to keep the knee over. From here, reach your right arm forwards, reach your left arm back. Salute the horizon with your fingertips. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. And sometimes a good trick here is to flip the palms so that your palms are up. Then relax the shoulders down. And without moving the shoulders, just rotate the hands from the forearms and wrists so palms are back down. That'll help to keep the shoulders out of the ears. See if you can bend a little deeper into your right knee. And then we're going to hinge about halfway forwards over your right leg. Now place your right forearm on top of your right thigh and just reach your left arm straight up to the ceiling. Turn the left palm so that it's facing the right foot or what is now top of your mat. And then we're going to bring your right arm straight over your right ear so we're in side angle pose. Reaching your left arm over your left ear for side angle pose. Left fingertips reaching towards the right. Hold here for 3, 2. Good, now inhale your left arm back up to the ceiling. As you exhale, you're going to bring your left hand to your left hip. Now pressing the hip kind of away from you, you're going to lift the upper body so your shoulders are back over your hips. Keep the bend in your right knee, and now turn your right palm so it's facing the ceiling. Slide your left hand down the back of your left leg. Reach your right arm up and overhead. So now you're in side angle pose. Reverse warrior. Take one more breath here. Good. Inhale. Take both arms back to a T. So you're back in your warrior 2. Good. From here, you're going to bring your hands to your hips. Start to straighten your right leg. Pick up your right toes. Turn your right foot so that it's parallel. Once both feet are parallel, inhale, circle your arms overhead. We're going to go to a wide-legged forward fold. So now you're going to reach out and down, hinging forwards from your hips, folding between your legs. You can keep the knees as bent as you need to here to make this accessible. You might place blocks under your hands, maybe fingertips to the mat. For more, walk the hands back towards your feet. So you start to bring the crown of your head towards the floor between the toes. We'll just take a couple more breaths here. And you want to think about the weight kind of shifting towards the balls of your feet. Even though your heels stay firmly on the ground, the weight shifts forwards, and that'll align your hips over your ankles and heels so you're not pushing your hips back too far and overstretching your hamstrings. Take one more breath. Good. Now come up halfway. You're going to bend the knees quite a bit. And we're going to walk to the top of your mat. So you begin to walk your fingers back to the original top of your mat towards your left foot. As you do, you'll take the left toes, turn them back to face the top of your mat, reframing your left foot, spin up to the ball of your right foot. So now we're in a low lunge, facing the top of your mat. Lower your right knee to the floor. Once you do that, heel toe your left foot to the outer left edge of your mat and bring your left hand to the inside of your left knee. We're going to take one more thing from here. So you'll place the left palm on the mat, right palm on the mat, left and right are all over the place. Bring your left hand to your left knee, and we're going to press the left knee open as you twist to the left. Holding here for 3. For 2. Good. Come back to center. Fingertips back to the ground. Heel toe your left foot back into a neutral position So you can reframe the left foot, lift your back knee, and you're going to step right foot back to the top of your mat. Good job. Inhale, half lifted. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle your arms. Good. This time as you exhale, hands to the chest, you're going to take a big step back with your left foot. Once you take a step back with your left foot, you're going to turn so you straddle now the left side of your mat. And I'm going to spin myself around so I'm facing the camera so you can see more than just the back of me. So once you have yourself facing the left side of your mat, you're going to keep your right foot towards parallel to the back of your mat. And you're going to take your left toes and turn your left toes forwards. So again, you're facing the back of your mat. Left toes facing what's now the front of your mat. Right foot parallel to the back. From there, start to bend into your left knee. Again, make sure the left knee is tracking with the left toes. If the knee is pulling to the right, take that right heel, angle it out slightly so the hips can find a bit more neutral open. From here, extend your left arm forwards and your right arm back, warrior two. Flip both palms so the palms are facing the ceiling. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Hold the shoulders where they are. Rotate from the wrists, palms to the ground. Reach in two opposite directions. Take one more breath. And now you're going to hinge halfway forwards over your left knee. Place your left forearm on your left thigh. Reach your right arm straight up to the ceiling. Have the palm facing over your head towards the front of your mat. And now reach your right arm over your right ear so the palm is facing down. And you create length from the right fingertips to the right foot. You've got one more breath here. Good. Now we're going to take the right arm down to the right hip. You're going to press the hip away as you lift your upper body, shoulders back over hips. Reach your left arm back out. Flip your left palm. Now slide your right hand down the back of your right leg. Reach your left arm up and over. Reverse warrior. Good, you're coming back to warrior two once more. Left arm forwards, right arm back, hands to hips, straighten your left leg. Pick up your left toes, turn them back to parallel. Once both feet are back to parallel, you're in your wide straddle. Circle your arms, inhale. Good, once again, fold forwards, exhale, reach out to go down. Weight towards the balls of the feet, lengthen. Head and shoulders fall heavy. You might grab opposite elbows once again. You can even reach for the backs of your calves, ankles, maybe grab onto your toes if you want something a little deeper. Another 2 breaths here. Good, releasing fingertips to the mat. You're going to halfway lift, again, bend the knees. You're walking back to the top of your mat. So start to walk the hands back until you're once again framing your right foot. So you'll turn the right toes forwards to the top of your mat, spin the left heel up. From there, lower the left knee to the floor. Heel toe your right foot to the outer edge of your mat. Bring your right hand to the inside of your right foot. Both shoulders on the inside of your right knee. Left palm to the floor. Right palm to the inside of the right knee. You're going to gently press the right knee away and open as you twist to your right. Hold for 3, 2. Good. As you exhale, you'll release the twist. Last time, lower your right palm to your mat. This time, you're going to simply slide your right knee back to meet your left, coming to all fours. Inhale, find cow pose, chest forwards. Exhale, find cat pose, round it. One more time. Inhale. Good. And exhale. Inhale. Find one more time. As you exhale, child's pose. Round the spine. Send the hips to the heels. Forehead towards the floor. We'll just take a few breaths in child's pose, slowly transitioning back to your backs eventually. Start to slow down and deepen your breath. Work on finding the breath in the back side of the body, back of the rib cage, space between the shoulder blades, back of the sacrum, whole backside expanding and contracting. Good. Start to walk your hands back towards your knees. You'll place your palms on your mat either side of the knees. Press the floor away. Start to lift the upper body. Once you have enough space, just simply shift your knees to one side, your hips to the other. Untuck your feet and bring your legs around and forwards out in front of you. Shimmy your hips down until they're towards the center of your mat. Legs can be extended forwards any amount. Fully extended, more of a challenge. Deeper bends, less of a challenge. If this next move is too much for your low back, feel free to roll to one side, get to the floor that way, safer for your low back. Reach your arms forwards, take an inhale. Exhale, you'll roll it back one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. Once your head and shoulders reach the mat, take a big stretch. Reach your arms overhead. Point the toes, stretch from fingers to toes. Big breath in. As you exhale, you'll bring your right knee into your chest. You can keep the left leg extended or soften the left knee. Give your right knee a deep hug towards the outer right rib cage. Take a breath in. And now transfer your left hand to the outside of your right knee. Open your right arm out to the right and cross your right knee over your body to the left into a twist. You might place a block or a pillow underneath your right knee to support your low back and hips. Gaze could fall to the right fingertips to complete the twist if it's safe for your neck. Next, inhale, bring your right knee once again back to center. Give it another hug into the chest. And then you'll extend your right leg forwards, and as you do, draw your left knee into your chest. As you exhale, hug your left knee towards your outer left rib cage. Breath in. And now take your right hand to the outside of your left knee. Open your left arm out to the left. Cross your left knee over your body to the right. Same thing here. You can prop the left knee, and you might turn your gaze towards the left fingertips. Next, inhale, bring your left knee back to center. Give it another hug into your chest. Now bring right knee up to meet your left. Both knees are going to get a hug. Inhale, extend both your legs up to the ceiling. Taking a moment here just to let the blood return back down the legs into your low back and belly. Good, next exhale, rebend both knees. Good, you'll lower one foot to the mat and then the other foot to the mat. Feel free from here to reach for any props that you might want for your final relaxation. Maybe a block for under your knees or thighs, maybe a pillow or block for under your head. Anything that allows you to feel supported and comfortable on your mat. Feel free to keep your knees bent Or extend your legs forwards, maybe taking the legs out nice and wide so the feet can fall open and wide. Hands can be placed wherever it feels most comfortable to you. Maybe palms over your body, maybe a palm to your belly, a palm to your chest. Arms might fall heavy out beside you. Again, wherever it feels both comforting, calming, and safe for you. Once you're comfortable, let your eyes softly close. You might even just soften the gaze, letting the eyes half close. Bringing your vision from an external to an internal vision. Start to feel the movement of your breath, the rise and fall of your belly, the expansion and contraction of your rib cage, a subtle rise and fall of your chest, collarbones, and shoulders. Feel the cool texture of air as it glides through your nasal passages, caresses the back of your throat. Maybe even that same texture or weight of air as it fills your lungs. As you exhale, feel the cool air transfer to warmth as that same texture caresses the back of your throat, the insides of your nasal passages, and glides gently across your upper lip. Begin to follow the movement of your breath as if you could actually see its movement, giving it whatever shape or form comes to you in this moment. Maybe your breath looks like glitter, sunlight, a rainbow. Maybe your breath looks like mist or smoke. Maybe something thicker, stronger. Whatever it looks like to you, begin to watch your breath, its path as it enters, fills your body with new energy and life, and its path as it leaves, circling over your head, swirling around the room. If your mind's left the room, take a moment to notice where it's gone. And slowly, once again, feel your breath, the rise and fall of your belly, expansion and contraction of your ribcage, the movement of your breath through your body, filling your body with new energy, with new life. Start to add gentle movements back into your fingers, your toes, soft movements to hands, feet, wrists, ankles, head, and shoulders. As you inhale, stretch as if you've just woken in the morning. And as you exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Give your knees a nice big hug. Pause for a moment to thank your body for everything it's done for you today and every day. And from here, softly roll to one side, right or left, and give yourself a few moments of rest Let your head stay heavy. Maybe it's the last thing to lift as you slowly begin to press yourself back up to seated. Once more, find any comfortable seated position, letting your hands rest palms upwards on your knees or lap. Exhale all the air from your lungs. Next, inhale, circle your arms once more overhead, connecting palms at the top. This time as you exhale, bring your thumbs to the center of your forehead, the space between your eyebrows. May your mind always know peace. Bring your thumbs to your lips. May your words always speak peace. And your thumbs to the center of your chest. May your heart always find peace. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste.